we're going to continue to do what he wanted to do. And that it's the church that has supported us. We couldn't do it by ourselves. There's just no way.
Former detective Nathan Ryberg died of West Nile virus. He retired just 6 months ago and leaves behind a wife and 13 children.
Former detective Nathan Ryberg, he loved his job, but it was his family that always came first. Sadly, Ryberg was in a coma for a week and a half, battling West Nile from a mosquito bite. He developed encephalitis, which is an inflammation of the brain, before he passed away.
I'm Tim Kimmel, and my wife and I came straight out of seminary to Scottsdale Bible Church to be their first full-time youth pastor. A couple years into our time with the church, a young man came into our high school ministry named Nathan Ryberg. And you know, all the kids had their uniquenesses about him, but what really got me about Nathan is how outwardly focused and others-oriented he was. In college, he fell in love with a girl named Lori because they were writing a great love story as a couple, and they thought they wanted to expand that with children of their own, and they ended up having 6. But they also had this huge burden in their heart for foster children, but not just foster children, but a unique segment of foster children. And that is foster children with special needs.
Well, the need is so important. So it's really, the need is so great that we kind of feel like we're barely denting it.
And they fostered over 30 special needs children, and they ended up adopting 7 of them into their story. And so their family of 13, just an amazing family.
So for medically involved foster kids, there's really not a lot of options. A lot of times they end up in long-term hospital care rather than in families, because a lot of families don't want to deal with that. They want more normal kids, which whatever that means, I don't even really know anymore. And that's why that's a big hole in the whole system, is that these medical involved kids need somebody willing to take that on.
I get a text from my babysitter. Lori, Nathan's down at the dining room table and he is non-responsive. He's not talking to us. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming home. I'm within a mile. So I come home and he's sitting at the table and he can look at me, but he's not speaking. I said, Nathan, I'm gonna call 911. And he just looked at me, he didn't speak. And so I called 911, firemen came in, and it took 4 of them to get him off of the chair. He was so stiff. At one point, I was assuming this is the reason God had us do medical foster care, is because we're gonna have to deal with this long-term medical issue. And I really thought that's what let's do this. We can do this. You know, we've done all these other things. We can do this. And then they called me. I come home. It was about 11:30, and they called me back to the hospital and said that he had passed. And they really didn't even have a good reason. They just didn't. He just stopped. The virus overtook him. So we bought this house 28 years ago, and it was built in the 70s. And so it's a pretty sturdy place, and we just kept thinking we could, we'll get to it. We kept putting things off and when he retires. But that was our big goal, is to get that, so providing a place for our disabled children to live. Mm-hmm. So they all have shortened lifespans. So we imagined that we were going to even outlive several of them.
The needs are still so huge for Lori, and this is where our church really stepped up. And the men's ministry of Scottsdale Bible Church decided to pick up that punch list and even add a whole lot more things to it. And they've been coming down here in several visits, and the people of Scottsdale Bible have poured great resources into this house, and the men have poured incredible hours of labor and time with joy to come alongside this phenomenal home and this incredible family, because the love story that Nathan and Lori started to write is still being written in the hearts of these wonderful children. And it's such a privilege to be able to do this.
I was reminded of Nehemiah, where it said the people had a mind to work on the wall, and the men in Forge had a mind to continue helping people through building and through helping, with their hands and helping people into better living conditions. So we thought this is an awesome project, and a lot of men came alongside of it immediately as soon as we told the story, both with financial resources and with their time and efforts and abilities. So we want to be here for this family week in and week out, year in and year out, for as long as we're able to just help them and walk with them and let them know that when times are hard, Scottsdale Bible Church and the men of the Forge are going to be there.
Christ is working through the church in our families' lives, and my kids see it. It has made a huge impact on my kids. They're like, oh wow, they're doing, but Dad wanted to do this, or Dad was gonna. That's another thing that my kids are seeing it. My church is seeing it. The church is so. It's not just one building. It's not just one group of elders or whatever. So yes, this is not the best situation to be in, without a kitchen, with paint halfway done, open things all over the place. But yet I know that my elders from different churches are saying this is the best thing for you right now, Lori, because in the end we will have a house that's going to work for you all, and that's going to be functional and not needing constant repairs. And I would never have gone to Scottsdale Bible and asked for help. So to have them step up and do this has been amazing.